真実を知ろうとすることが必ずしも正しいとは限らない。
それはあなたの考えよ。判断すべき情報も提示してくれないなんて。
危険なんだよ。君だってこの間襲われたんだ。
私はナイトの後ろに隠れているだけの臆病者になりたくないわ。
In this case, I probably would want to do that.
科学者として真実にたどり着く努力をやめたくないのよ。たとえそこにどんな危険が潜んでいるとしてもね。
Have fun getting captured and tortured.
わからずやだな。
もし私がクリスだったとしても多分そういうんじゃないかしら。
I started. Maho was right. I remembered having the same conversation with Kurisu. It was when we were looking into CERN, I think.
これはもうちゃんと話すしかないって。
誰？
何をどう言っても納得しないって顔してるよ、マホタンは。
ええ、納得しないわ。
それに中途半端に関わってる方がかえって危ないんじゃね？オカリンの言うことがマジならだけどさ。
Dara had a point. At this rate, Maho could very well get herself in deep trouble without realizing what she'd done. But I mean, she wouldn't though if she just avoided it. Just the fact that she was carrying Kurisu's belongings made her a part of the Third World War, but she had no idea. That computer wasn't just something to remember an old friend by anymore. It was at the center of an international power struggle. Russian-speaking arsonists had forced their way into Kurisu's home in America. Afterward, mysterious men claiming to be in the FBI had searched Dr. Leskinen's lab. This whole thing was on the verge of exploding, and people like me were nothing in the face of a war between nations.
鈴葉に関連することも話すことになるぞ。
しょうがないっしょ。
I turned back toward Maho.
ヒアジョーさん、一つだけ君は科学者だ。しかも極めて理性的な人だと。俺、感情に任せて迂闊なことはしないでくれ。軽率なことはしないでくれ。
Don't be like I once was.
これから話すことは突拍子もないことだ。馬鹿げていると思うかもしれ
I
ない。
still think this is a bad idea.
けど、
回りくどい言い方はやめて。一体私に何を誓わせたいの？
マキセ・クリスを救おうなんて絶対。
Her mouth hung open, like she didn't understand what she just heard.
クリスを救う？
それが約束できないのなら話すつもりはない。どうする？
救える可能性が
No, it isn't.
あるということ。
That's the point.
そう思えるかもしれないが、実際には可能性はゼロだということだ。
Only Okabe can do it. Only he can save her.
さっきも言ったでしょ。判断すべき情報も与えられていないのだから安易に回答は出せない。教えて、すべてを。
I took a deep breath and began to tell her the story. I told her about the time machine, about Suzuha, and about the Third World War, and about the relationship between Kurisu and Dr. Nakabachi. And that was supposedly Dr. Nakabachi's theory was actually based off Kurisu's writing. I told her that the original copy of Kurisu's work might be hidden on her laptop or hard drive, and I told her that Russia and America might be fighting over it. As for how Kurisu died, I decided to skip that. Maho was silent the whole time I spoke, with a confused expression on her face. She looked like a girl who just graduated to middle school and who was staring at a string of equations on a blackboard that were like nothing she'd ever seen before. Her expression didn't change even when I finished.
それ、本当の話なの？作り話ではなく。
No, it's entirely made up. Ma was asking Dara, not me.
まあね。
やっぱり信じられないか？
別にそういうわけじゃないわ。ただ私の予想とあまりにもかけ離れていたものだから
君の予想というのは？
アマデウスの軍事転用のことじゃないかと考えていたのよ。
軍事転用？
クリスは精神生理学研究所にもよく出入りしていたんだけど、時々場違いな連中がそこにやってくるって言ってたの。どうも国防総省の人じゃないかって。
Russia, the FBI, now the United States DOD. This is getting even more
ア
suspicious.
マデウスで人を殺せるのか？どうやっ？
例えば百戦錬磨のパイロットから記憶データをコピーして無人戦闘機の制御に使うとか。
Okay, yeah, see, that makes more sense than the other one, where it's like, oh no, we're just gonna make a bunch of super soldiers. No, you obviously put them into robots or drones. Thank you. That makes so much more sense.
あと以前話した医療への応用覚えてる？
人間の脳へ記憶データを書き戻すってやつかな。
そう。記憶データを修正した上で書き戻しが可能になれば、恐怖を感じない兵士やどんな非道な任務でも平然と遂行する部隊なんていう恐ろしいものまで作れてしまう。
Fucking drone can do that too.
うわ、まるでハリウッド映画じゃん。
Did this really mean reality had caught up to books and movies?
私はてっきりクリスがそういった実験の証拠を偶然知ってしまったんじゃないかと思っていたの。
だからクリスは狙われたと。
ええ。
Maho picked up the laptop. Its red body was evidently made out of some kind of magnesium alloy, and it was a lot lighter than it looked.
でもまさかタイムマシンとはね。
いずれにしてもそれはすぐに破壊した方がいい。
中身を確認もせず、あなたが言う論文が入っているとは限らないわよ。
中身はもう関係ないんだよ。クリスが残した遺産がこの世に存在している。それだけで戦争の火種になりうるんだ。
She still didn't seem satisfied.
でもこれはクリスが生きていたという証。クリスが残した意思なのよ。
If you need someone's laptop to remember that someone was around, then you really need to contemplate how much time you actually spent with them. I mean, my god. I know a lot of people that they could disappear fucking tomorrow. I don't need a fucking laptop to remember them by.
それをあっさり葬り去るなんて。
Okay, I'm also not sentimental like that. I have memories that'll always be with me. I don't need a laptop to be proof that they existed.
その中身を知ることで今度は君が狙われるかもしれない。
そうだけど。
If this wasn't working, maybe I need another approach.
その PC のパスワードクリスには当然聞いてみたんだろう。アマデウスだよ。
もちろん最初に試してみたわ。
でもダメだったんだな。
Maho nodded.
おかしいよな。普通は知っているはずだろう。でもアマデウスのクリスは知らなかった。それなら考えられる可能性は一つだ。クリス本人がアマデウスの知らないうちにパスワードを変更した。なぜそうしたと思う？中身を知られたくなかったからじゃないのか。死者の墓を暴くような真似はやめような。
暴くなんてそんな言い方。ごめんなさい。確かに岡部さんの言う通りかもしれないわ。私 クリスにこだわりすぎているのかもしれない。
君がクリスのことをとても大切に思っていることはよくわかるよ。だがこればかりは手を出さない方がいい。
I agree.
パンドラの箱どころか地獄の釜の蓋になりかねない。
I want to say it's the gate of hell.
中二病つ
Shut up, Daru.
いちいち茶化すな。
Maho hugged the laptop tied to her chest and sighed.
了解したわ、岡部さん。今起こっている事態そのものは理解した。まだ頭の整理はついてないけどね。このノート PC は破棄しましょう。
ありがとう。
I was so glad she
やっ
understood.
ぱり大した人だ君は。
何が？
普通こんな話は花から否定するか否定しないまでも全て疑ってかかるかどっちかだろ。
買いかぶりすぎよ。いつもの私だったら否定どころか聞く耳すら持っていないわ。科学者っていうのはね、本来どんな些細な可能性であっても否定すべきではないんだけれど、得て
じゃあ今回はなぜ？
そこにマキセ・クリスが関わっているからよ。
Maho's smile was bitter.
タイムトラベル理論？タイムリープマシン？冗談じゃないわ。そんなもの存在してたまるものですか。でもね、クリスならやりかねない。いつだって私の常識を破壊し尽くしてきたのはあの子なんだから。
そうか。
That's right. Her Amadeus login ID was Saliere. I almost said that, but stopped myself. It seemed to me like that ID held some kind of gloomy meaning to her as a scientist.
で、依頼料はどうするん？実はマホタンにもらった分さ、今月末発売のエロゲー予約で使っちゃったんだよね。
お前最低だな。
そのための裏バイトなんだっつうの。
いいわ、お金を返してだなんて言いません。もともと
That's nice.
ダメ元で頼んだのだし。
Ouch.
言っとくけど、あと3日あればパスワード突き止めて解析完了してたから。これ
One second, Daru. Toad serious, boy. Slang means seriously. Oh, really?
はガチ。
More like
そういうこと
sarcasm.
にしておくわ。
Mama smiled and turned back to me.
ちなみに一応証拠は見せてほしいんだけれど。
証拠？
どこかに置いてあるんでしょ、そのタイムマシン。それと鈴葉さんに一度話を聞きたいわ。
それはどうだろうな。
Daru had agreed to it, but still, I had told Maho about the time machine without asking Suzuha. We'd just gotten into a fight, and I really didn't want to bring this up with her. But even showing Maho for the time machine would mean I'd need to get Suzuha's permission, and that'd be difficult.
ダル、鈴葉に話を通すのはお前から。
Nope, that was your plan. You have fun. Oh, hey, those are those men that are storming this building. Before I could finish my sentence, the intercom on the desk buzzed.
もう大事な話してんのになんだお。
His tone was the same as ever, but I didn't miss the sudden flash of tension across Daru's face. I've got a bad feeling about this.
もしもし、なんかあったん？
Daru flipped through several channels of the security monitor as he continued to talk on the phone. All 6 monitors had been displaying the interior of the store, but now they showed the entrance of the building, the emergency exit, the corridors, and the elevator hall, and the emergency stairs. The CO had cameras not just inside the building, but outside it too. But this was no time to be impressed. The images were covered in white, snowy static, but I could see strange figures on the screen.
なんだこいつら。
The entrance to the building, the 1st floor elevator hall, the 7th floor elevator hall, the 7th floor emergency stairs in front of the cosplay shop. There'd been nothing there a few moments ago. But now there were 4 men standing in each of those 5 places. They were silent and did not speak to another one. There were around 20 of them in all. Some were wearing suits, others typical Akihabara fashions, yet others were wearing military camo. Individually, none of them would really stand out in Akihabara, but the fact that so many had all come to this lonely building all at once seemed terrifying.
Okie dokie. ここは放置するわ。君も適当に逃げるといいよ。
I assumed there's a secret exit. Evidently, he'd been talking to the man at the counter, front counter. He put down the intercom and looked at us.
逃げるべ。
Daru pulled out a backpack and began tossing hard drives, memory cards, and other pieces of equipment into it.
そのノート PC も please。
Ma stood there blinking as she handed him Karisu's laptop and hard drive.
おい、あいつらは誰だ？
やっぱりクリスの PC が狙われているの？
Obviously.
さあ、どうかな。僕もいろいろやらかしてるからさ。こういうこと今までにもあったし。
Jesus, Daru.
ま、だからこそ裏のバイトなわけで。
おいおい。
Daru took a laptop and hard drive from Maho, threw them into the backpack, and then slid it onto his back.
逃げるってどうやって？店の入り口には。
いやー、この場所気に入ってたのにな。ついに放棄か。
You just like the outfits. You're not even taking the figures. Despite his tone, his expression was still serious. He walked to the corner of the room. There was a life-size poster of a golden hair Vocalo stuck to the wall. Okay. The name of a DTM desktop music software for home computers that allows for the creation of an artificial singing voice.
リンタン、ちょっとごめんよ。
Ren, what? Daru carefully took the poster off the wall, making sure not to damage it. There's a glass door hidden behind it, which led to a concrete veranda.
こっちだお。
Wait, that was how he was going to escape? But this was the 7th floor, right? There wasn't time to worry about it. Daru went to the veranda without bothering to wait for us. I pushed Maho forward and urged her to go ahead of me. The veranda was filled with junk just like the inside. Don't worry, there's probably like a helicopter. The floor was covered with old PCs and monitors, as well as old arcade games that were clearly broken. There was barely any place to stand. But that meant that as long as you ducked down, there's probably no way you could see from outside. Maybe he'd set this up deliberately so he could use it in case of an emergency. From there, we escaped like we were in a spy movie. We removed the board that connected this veranda to the next one, moved down to the room at the edge of the building, then used the escape ladder to get to the 2nd floor. It was an empty space that Daru rented with some of his acquaintances, and we were able to use the bathroom to escape to an unused room in the next building. My blood ran cold when Daru got a call that the men in front of the cosplay shop had broken in. From there, we planned to escape from the next building's emergency exit, the emergency exit that led to a different alleyway than the one we'd originally come in, so in theory, they shouldn't have been able to find us. But we were naive. I would stay in the fucking building. The narrow alleyway between the buildings was dark and deserted. They were waiting for us there, as if they had known exactly what we were doing, where we were going. We were caught off guard before we could run, and one of them grabbed Maho. And then there was no way for us to resist. They grabbed Daru and me, twisted our arms behind our back, and slammed us to the ground. If it wasn't the group who attacked us in the building, they were all wearing full-face masks, motorcycle suits, and leather jackets. One of them, the girl holding down Maho, was clearly a woman. There was only one woman I knew who'd attack us while dressed like that. I was right, I knew that voice. I could tell even with her helmet hiding her face. God damn it, Moeka. She held a knife to Maho with her left arm and took out a military knife with her right. She put the knife up to Maho's throat. The horrible memories came flooding back to me. Whether it happened to a different world line or not, the merciless voice that had taken my Yuri from me was right here. I grabbed my teeth so hard it hurt, and I glared at the woman in the motorcycle suit. I forced myself to speak, and the woman in the motorcycle suit took the knife away from Maho's neck. She handed her over to one of the other men. Then she took off her helmet. Kiryu Moeka, so it was you after all. Maybe Kagari was made to look like Moeka. Her eyes were devoid of emotion, just like they were on August 13th. I was forced off the ground by one of the others, but my arm was still twisted upwards. I tried as hard as I could not to scream from the pain. Moeka slightly nodded to the other men. The hand that was holding me drew back. I could finally move again. Daru was released too. He stood up, mumbling something. But Maho was still in their hands. Trade what? Daru was about to take off his backpack. I kind of agree with that statement, to be honest. Though at the same time, they'll just end up killing us if we don't hand it over. So, might as well. We fucking lost. Maho looked like a small child on the verge of tears. Still glaring at Moeka, I took the laptop and hard drive out of the backpack. She wouldn't know actually if you just gave her a different hard drive, to be honest. Just give her a random hard drive and the laptop, and then keep Kurisu's hard drive. Oh, fuck you. Damn it. There goes my plan. She didn't respond. Fine then. I'd have to bluff. I put the two items back in the backpack and handed it over to her. It was all I could do to keep my voice from quaking. That's good. Of course, I had no clue what the password was. If they found that out, we were doomed. Daru was giving me a questioning glance. I ignored it. Keep your damn mouth shut, Daru. If they don't kill you, I would. Alright, she fell for it. That meant. Daru. Fucking rip Daru. See you, buddy. Bye. Damn, that's not good enough. No. This woman. I could feel cold sweat on my back. I'd never been involved in a life or death deal before, and I had no idea what to do next. Okay, bye. Sorry, Daru. I mean, you're the weak link here. I'm sorry. Maho's infinitely more important than you. Even though you'd build a time machine, Maho's cooler, and I like her more than you. Sorry. Have a nice day. I will make sure Yuki is well taken care of. It's a win-win. You're a super hacker. Go crack it for him. Good luck. Daru, it's for the betterment of the group. You know I'm too important to die, and Maho over here is really smart. No!
だったら俺が行く。それでいいだろう。
あなたのことは上から何も聞かされていない。パスワードを知っているかどうかもわからない。
Damn, she thought through me. Moika put the knife back to Maho's neck. Look, take Daru.
明日至る。早く来て。
Daru, you'll be fine. You'll get out. You live until 2036. You are actually perfectly safe.
そういうセリフはもっとエロいシチュの時にお願いしたいわけだが。
This is not the time, Daru. Daru was joking, but his whole body was shaking. What do I do? They're going to kill Daru. I thought as fast and as hard as I could, but nothing came to me. In this world line, Daru was going to live until 2036 and complete the time machine. That much was clear from Suzawa's testimony. If the world lines were going to converge, even if Moika took Daru here, he wouldn't be killed, right? Yeah. No, that didn't mean I could leave him here. One of the men with Moika was looking at his watch. I think it's fine. She noticed it too. They might have felt like they were taking too much time with the kidnapping done in broad daylight. I hope that somebody might wander by, but there was no counting on that stroke of luck. I needed to solve this myself instead of relying on others.
誰か
No.
殺してみせれば。
That guy. That random person over there. Kill him. I felt a cold knife pressed hard against my carotid artery. Nope. Daru, take one for the team, buddy.
おかりん
I agree. Daru and Maho were screaming, but suddenly it all seemed unreal, like it was taking place in a distant world. They say that's what happens when someone is confronted with their own death, and it was happening to me now. I can't die either way, right? I tried asking myself that. I tried asking Suzuka even though she wasn't here. I tried asking the world, of course nobody answered. The fact that I might not die didn't mean I could do something stupid here. A normal college kid like me would be too scared to move once they had a knife to their neck. I'd seen people die so many times, and I'd almost been killed, but I never did get used to it. It's not something you should get used to. Thoughts of Kurisu's blood came back into my mind, and I almost suffered a flashback. My body shook. It was all I could do to keep from collapsing to the ground. Was there nothing else I could do? Thank you. Thank you. Just then I was about to give up. A black van pulled up and braked hard at once at the end of the alley, blocking us in. The sliding door opened and out poured men carrying assault rifles. Oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. They were all wearing gray military uniforms and face masks. Their eyes were eyes of trained soldiers. From their huge frames and color of their skin, it was clear that they weren't Japanese. I immediately realized that this was all real. It wasn't cosplay or anything like that. Those guns were real and a battle was about to begin. Why would a bunch of cosplayers jump out with guns drawn when someone has a knife to someone's neck? My experience with the August 13th attack in the war zone I'd lived in until a few days ago came back to me. It didn't matter who was friend or foe. Moika moved the instant I spoke. She saw the attackers and I jumped into the shadow of a nearby building. The other rounders spread out too. They let go of Maho, who was standing up, confused, in the middle of the alley. Yeah, get the fuck down. The man who was holding me was the only one who reacted a bit too slowly. He's dead. There was a sharp noise and a bullet went through the helmet of the rounder who was holding a knife to my throat. As he went down, I went down with him, and I hit the ground hard. That's fine. I'd rather hit the ground hard than shot. The impact made me let go of Daru's backpack. One of the other rounders grabbed it off the ground and ran in opposite direction of the van. A man got out of the van, and evidently the commander barked orders in what sounded like Russian. One of the soldiers turned their gun to the fleeing rounder. Yeah, you're not going to outrun a bullet. The rounder's body flew up off the ground as both he and the backpack were torn open. The contents of the backpack fell to the ground, scattering across the asphalt. The laptop and hard drive were hit with more gunfire than possibly could have been necessary. Good! They're destroyed. Kurisu's laptop and hard disk were turned to unrecognizable scrap in just a few seconds. I crawled behind a light pole without even bothering to look. I'm fucking dipping. It really all happened in an instant. I looked around and the Russian soldiers were running toward us. Moika and her rounders had vanished at some point, leaving only the two bodies. The soldiers silently recovered the remains of the laptop and hard disk, picked up the bodies of the two rounders, and got right back into the van. They didn't even pause to look at us. There were only a couple minutes between the time that they arrived and when they left. All that were left were little fragments lying on the ground. The blood from the two bodies. Maho was lying on the ground and shaking. Daru was standing in shock behind one of the buildings, and me lying on the ground. My heart had been pounding the whole time. I only felt the pain in my neck after it was all over. Evidently, the knife had cut me a little when I'd fallen. A while later, we finally heard the sirens of a police car. It was only then I remembered that I was in Akihabara, Japan. The Third World War may have started long ago, and I just didn't know it. I realized that in the face of a war between nations, we truly were powerless. What the fuck? Wow. Wow, Akihabara was in an uproar. I would be too. There's a full-fledged gunfight. Not even a gunfight, just a slaughter.